folks, it's Woody from Obadiah's Wood Stoves. You're looking at an Esse Ironheart here, and I'm fixing to change out the grates and install a deep wood fire box, which is this assembly here, which fits inside of here. It has an ash pan in it, and it slides out down here. Currently, what we have is an ash pan in place. It comes with the acid. As you can see, it's got ashes in it. What I'm going to do is clean out the stove and remove that ash pan, remove the grates, and also install this. One of the earlier videos I did on the stove, we talked about the fire brick. I want to clarify something. When I got this stove, there was no fire brick here. And the fire brick behind it was severely damaged, and I kind of talked to you about how to do a quick repair. And what I did is I put some fire brick in here. You need to use the fire brick to protect the steel. So if you have an Esse and one of your fire bricks breaks, don't burn it without the fire brick. Get some fire brick and put it in. There's different kinds of fire brick out there. You can generally find this porous kind of fire brick. It's very similar, but this is more of a masonry product. If you look at this product, it's shiny. It's very lightweight. It's more of a baffle type material. It's a refractory material is what it is. And it's engineered to actually reflect the infrared rays back. That's what the reflection in it is, which you don't see in here, which absorbs the infrared. So one of the keys to what makes the Esse burn the way it does is the refractory. And like I said, I'm learning a lot here with the stove. I'm going to tear the stove completely down, rebuild it. We're going to videotape it. You're going to learn everything there is to know about an Esse Ironheart. And this is one of the things I want to just show you is, the bricks. So the bricks are fully cut. They come pre-cut, and we can get them for you. I'll have to get you a price. But they're pre-cut to fit. And in the back of the stove, the bricks fit, and there's another brick that actually sits in this notch and goes across, and below that is where the refractory panel in the upper part of the stove goes. So that's kind of how the assembly is. The bricks themselves are not really bricks, they're refractory material. They're pre-cut to fit. So I wanted to clarify that, please. Replace the brick that came with the stove. If your bricks break, go ahead and use something. Get some bricks. Put them in there by all means until we can get you the replacements. Put something in it. That's what I was trying to say. So now that that's clarified, I don't want to get in trouble here. I'm going to go ahead. I'll clean this stove out. I'm going to install this box. It's pretty straightforward. Like I said, it just drops in. What we do is we remove some of the components. There's a cast iron unit here that keeps the wood from falling forward. It's adjustable. There's slots in the grates so you can move it back and forth if you want to have a smaller fire. The Esse is one of the cookers that we offer that can burn coal. It has the cast iron grates. If you were burning coal, you would leave your grates in place. You wouldn't want to use the Woodbox. The purpose of the Woodbox is it makes it deeper so we can get more wood. We're going to show you how much more wood we'll be able to load in the stove. Currently it's about 3 chunks of not real very big wood. So we'll be able to get probably 2 more chunks. So that makes it 5 chunks. So now you're getting a nice burn. And then having the coals down in these ashes makes the coals stay hot for a long time. So that's what really increases your burn time. Having your coal sitting on the grate is not optimal for long burn time. So that's one of the tricks of burning wood, is you want your wood to be burning down in the ashes. That's where you get the long burn time. and then the secondary combustion takes place at the top of the firebox. That's the trick to an EPA stove. This stove does achieve that secondary combustion. It's a very clean burning stove, very efficient. The next time I come back, I'll have the new fire brick installed, as well as the deep wood box. I took out the heavy grates that are for burning coal in the bottom, and you replace it with this heavy gauge steel box that's engineered to fit in here. And of course, it even comes with a stainless steel ash panel on it. Doesn't look like stainless because it's rusting. Whatever it's made of. It's pretty heavy gauge. It looks like it should last. We will find out exactly what it's going to do, but right now I can tell you the main thing that I'm seeing, we can get a whole lot more wood in there. So let's load this thing up and see what we got now. 5. 6 pieces. One's kind of a little small. That's way better than what we had before. So I'm thinking now, no sweat, overnight burn. Probably 10 hours with this. So we're going to light her up and we'll see what happens. And up the dampers and get her going. I'm going to show you how easy this stove is to get going. It's pretty simple. Basically, you shut your door, but leave it cracked a hair so it can get some air in there. Leave your ash pan door, this here down, open. Make sure your dampers are both open for your inlet intakes. You have a one up at the top, which controls the air wash system to keep the glass clean. As you can see, the glass is relatively clean. There's some ash on the inside. There's a secondary system down at the bottom here. I just changed the firebox so we got some dust in there. But pretty much how the stove works. Got good draft, burns good. As you can see, the stove took off real quick. I'll show you, give you an idea of how controllable the stove is. We'll shut the door all the way. Shut our ash drawer. And now we'll shut down the bottom. And as you can see, the fire is starting to die down. I shut the top down, and the fire will start to really go down. So that's what I mean about control on the stove. That big black splotch in the middle of the glass is because there was a log in there that was too close to the glass, and it blocks the air wash system, and that's what happens. You'll get a big black splotch. Essentially that's burning off right now because I opened the door and I moved the log so that wouldn't happen. That hissing noise you hear is a tea kettle that's on top of the stove that's starting to boil. Now it's pretty impressive how quickly the Esse Ironheart will build heat to the cooktop. It's also pretty impressive on how quickly it gets to an optimal burn. So this thing's been running maybe half hour, 45 minutes since I showed you when I lit it. But anyhow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the light off. I'm going to show you the secondary combustion system and how it works. We just, in a previous video I showed you I had a pretty good fire going, and I shut the dampers and the fire went out. And I did that to demonstrate how tight this stove is. So now, in order to have a stove that's going to get an efficient burn, the thing that you got to be able to do is shut her down. And I'm going to show you the secondary combustion. how do you know when you're going to get to that point of secondary combustion up in the top? You get red coals on the outside of your wood, and it starts turning white. And you can see the coals are glowing. There's a lot of radiant energy in there. There's a good draft. The ends of the logs are already cherry red hot. So the first thing you want to do is you'll shut down that air wash damper on the top. And you'll see the stove is now starting to starve for air. And you can see the flames starting to dance. We've already got the temperatures that we need in the firebox to cook the wood to the point where we can burn the gases in the top of the stove. So that's essentially what we're doing. Once again, I apologize for the dirty glass. I wanted to be able to show you guys this a little better. And I'm guessing I probably started lighting that fire around 9 p.m. It's now around 10 a.m. the next day, and just came out and checked the stove and see what we got inside. So let me open up my damper here. So it don't smoke when I open it up. The trick when you go to open that door on a stove, just open it slowly, and then gradually you'll start picking up more and more draft. If you just open the door full open, you'll have smoke rolling into your house. So just give it a minute to equalize, and the chimney will catch up and start pulling the smoke out. So that's one of the things, a little trick that you can do to avoid having a bunch of smoke come in. I've got a good chimney. There you go. I don't know if you can see that. This is 12 hours later. There's still plenty of wood in the firebox. So I'm saying 14 hours easy on a burn with an Esse Ironheart with the extended Woodbox. So as you can see, there's plenty of fire. We're not talking a couple little embers. There's plenty. I don't know if you guys can see the coals in here. It is now about 12 o'clock noon. This fire was lit about 9 o'clock last night. As you can see, I still have plenty of hot coals down in the extended ash box, the extended wood box for the Esse Ironheart. We loaded up 6 pieces of wood last night with this thing. So let's say we had the fire going at 10. This is now noon. So it's 14 hours. We're still going. We still have coals. I'd say it's probably another 2 hours left. But we'll just say this is a 14-hour burn right here. And this is your proof. The burn is going to get longer as there's more ashes building up in the pan below to hold the heat into the embers. So my guess is you folks are going to see probably about 16 hours where you'll be able to light another fire without striking a match. So burn time is considered by most the point from when you fill the stove and reload it without striking a match. So there will be plenty of hot coals and embers in here in 2 or 3 more hours, I believe. And we should be able to just put some wood in and relight the fire. So, but just want to show you the burn time on the Esse Ironheart and the coals that are in there. So you guys have seen it for yourself to verify that what we're telling you is the truth, the kind of burn times the stove is capable of. The only other stove, cook stove that I know of that gets these kind of burns would be the Kitchen Queen. So, pretty impressed. Anyhow, Woody from Obadiah's. This is the Esse test burn. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day.